Hello, Mike.
Hello, Ty.
You little blurry blob of goodness.
We can't get these technical issues figured out. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys, you and your little crappy Texas connection. Get up
As
here to the
long as you can
mountains.
hear me, that's good.
That's true. That's true. How you doing, man? You ready
I'm
for
doing.
episode 3 of On the Fly?
Yeah,
Mike
here
and
we
Ty?
go. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
We got a good show planned today. We have a lot of fun content. Regardless of the lack of sports card news, you and I keep coming up with great things to talk about.
Well, we'll let the audience decide if it's great things that we're talking about. We think it's fun stuff. How was your weekend?
Yeah. Weekend was good. Weekend was butcher day this weekend, so we butchered half our chickens yesterday. I would show videos of it, but then we'd get banned from YouTube, so I can't do that. Very, very bloody mess. All the
I
kids were out there helping. It was a good time.
You do a little plucking, little feather plucking.
No, see, I know my wife grew up plucking, but thankfully technology has created depuckers that you can buy off Amazon for $500. You drop a dead chicken in there after you boil it, 30 seconds, and those feathers are gone in about 15 seconds.
Seriously,
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
you mother plucker.
Well played. What about your weekend?
Man, I had a good time. I went up to OU to watch TCU get destroyed by the University of Oklahoma, but got to hang out with Jessica. Julie and I went up there with her boyfriend, Jessica's boyfriend, not with Julie's boyfriend. I almost said with her boyfriend. That would have sounded weird. Got to go to MM7 Sports Cards, picked up some stuff. Always fun to go to the card shop. And yeah, and then yesterday, I mean, it's so much fun because we shoot this show, just so everybody knows, on a Monday, usually Monday afternoon. And listening to sports radio in your hometown when your hometown team wins, and there's nothing here like Cowboys football. And so it's everywhere. It is so much fun to listen to the comments about the game, the analysis, the, armchair quarterback, Sunday, Monday morning stuff. It is so much fun. And I've gotten to do that 5 weeks in a row. Because when they lose, I literally don't listen to sports radio for the whole week because I'm just so upset. It ruins my week. But which is most of the time, by the way, with the Cowboys the last 20 years or so. But I don't know. I guess in Idaho, there's not many home teams, but did you used to do that back in Kansas City?
Oh, yeah. I would say I still do tune in to local radio through, satellite and the apps and stuff, but
yeah,
not quite the same for sure. You felt it when your team lost. You felt a different vibe in your city for sure. I noticed that in KC 100% of the time.
Well, you didn't have a lot of that the last couple of years. Y'all have
very true.
And a nice victory for the Chiefs yesterday. Thank you for beating the Washington football team for the Cowboys.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're welcome. I would say that there was cause for concern the first half, and then it sounded like the boys in red decided to turn some things around. There was some yelling in the locker room, some screaming at each other, and they came out on fire, which is what they probably needed.
The Chiefs and Cowboys are going to meet in like 3 or 4 weeks, I think. I think we should put a bet out there for that game.
Let's wait until the week of, and then we'll do it. Who knows who will be injured by that point, right?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's dive into this today. So we normal format. We're gonna show some videos of some stuff today too. Relatively busy week on release week too, so we got a lot of that stuff to talk about. But we'll start with our moments of the week, and you know what? I'm gonna start today because this is something it's weighed on me since we started this channel a year ago, and I want to know, what are we doing wrong? Because every time I go look across YouTube in the sports card world, all I see is facials, selfies. What the heck?
Very popular.
Very, very popular. Everybody's got it. They're holding up this. They're doing this. So I thought, you know what, Mike? My moment is maybe we need to change our approach. And I thought, what better way to do it than to already use what we've put together and create the prophets of doom.
That's our new splash page for every video.
That is the splash image. I mean, how can you not want to watch when you see you wearing a search shirt, bald head and all?
Boy, that is my baldness being shown at its highest level. That's why I wear a hat on every freaking video. Otherwise, the glare off of my head would be so distracting. No one would watch the rest of it.
Very true. Very true. What are your honest thoughts about all of the splash screens having the awkward facial expressions of the content creator?
It's obviously a tired thing, but it's, I don't know, not all those videos have high view counts either, right? But I don't know. It seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems a little over the top to me.
I'm just tired of it. I just don't. It just annoys the crap out of me. But whatever. Let's talk about an actual sports card moment of the week, and we're going to show a video here real quick. And I will warn you, if there's kids watching, there's some language in this, so just close your ears.
Feels like, oh, here we go. First one. This is the BGS. It's a BGS 9. It is a BGS 9. It's one card. So fresh from the pack pulled. Okay. Next one. You're giving me 195 at least. Ooh. Yuck. 9595997 surface. Jeez. 7 surface. Ah. This one was 959985. Okay, and these are right from the pack. Let's see if I did any better. Obviously, this box is going to be PSA.
That's Ken Golden, by the way, for those that don't know.
Here we go. These are the PSA. Are you fucking kidding me? 6. 6. How the hell does this say 6? Whoa. PSA 6. Last one. 7. Unbelievable.
All right. So why don't you explain the context of that first? What's happening? By the way, I love the fact that he had his video on his crotch the entire time. My gosh, Ken, come on.
Yeah, so that's Ken Golden of Golden Auctions, by the way, who just got bought by PSA. They're the holding company that owns PSA and that whole group of people led by Nat Turner. But he had obviously opened some boxes in 93 Upper Deck SP, got 4 Jeters, sent them in, 2 to BGS, 2 to PSA. So that just goes to show PSA doesn't care who's sending the cards in, right? They gave him a 6 and a 7. If he thought he was going to get favorable grades or whatnot, it's either A, shows you that they don't care and they really don't look at whose cards they are, or B, they did it. You could, if you want to be a total conspiracy theorist and me, that, us, the prophets of doom, they gave him those grades just to prove a point. Maybe, I don't know, like you could say it's a conspiracy. Oh, there we are, the prophets of doom. That, yeah, they gave him bad grades to show that they're not being biased and whatnot. But it is pretty hilarious that he Welcome to the real world, Ken. That's what all of us feel when we get our PSA submissions back. Is we go, how the heck? I just pulled this from a pack. How can it be a 6 or a 7 or whatever? Welcome to reality.
Welcome to reality. Now, credit to Cardboard Porn YouTube channel that does cardboard videos like that for the video. We took it from there. I love it. I absolutely love it because you're exactly right. It is just a taste of what we go through. And he obviously expedited those and two things. One, it's hilarious because he kept referencing, and the video goes on, right? He keeps referencing, these are pack pulled straight from the pack. I don't get it. It's straight from the pack. And Earth to Ken Golden, like, just because it's straight from the pack doesn't mean it's perfect, right?
And certainly not on those. Yeah.
Certainly, I mean, that is maybe the most difficult card to grade in quote modern sports cards. Like, it's nearly impossible to find a gem mint surface on those.
Right.
So it's
I think it's hilarious. And when I saw that, I said, that's my I told you, I sent you a text. I'm like, this is my moment of the week because it's welcome to the real world, Ken Golden.
Oh yes. Oh yes. All right. Sports performance of the week. Let's start with you, Mike. What was your performance of the week?
Well, we're in the baseball playoffs. I really thought the Dodgers were going to give the Braves everything they could handle. I thought it was going to be I thought they were going to wipe the floor with them. And here we are, 2 walk-off wins later. The Braves are up 2-0 in the National League Championship Series. Looks like they have kind of a stranglehold. I mean, they're going back to LA, but it doesn't look good for the Dodgers.
No, it does not. I mean, I think everybody kind of wrote off the Braves. I mean, everybody.
Like the old, good. I'm glad you got there, but the Dodgers are going to show why they're the Dodgers. And
yep.
So far, not so much.
It's crazy too, because Freddie Freeman, I don't think he's gotten a hit yet the first 2 games. You know, it's really been the middle of that lineup, Austin Riley in particular, carrying that team. And it's just the unsung heroes, right? You can go grab an Austin Riley Bowman draft PSA 10 card for $50 right now.
But that's one thing about what's wonderful about the playoffs. They're all short series, and guys can make a name for themselves and really become legendary in their hometown by having a great game or a great series. I mean, I remember Nelly Cruz, who's a great ball player, but in the 2011 American League Championship Series against the Tigers, he literally owned them and walk-off grand slam, and he became a legend here because of that. That's what the playoffs can do. And I just think that's very special and very cool.
Agreed. That's great. It's a great moment. I'm excited about seeing how LA responds tomorrow. That's going to be outstanding.
What about you?
My sports performance of the week. How can you not choose the Chicago Sky WNBA champions?
They are.
Totally kidding. I didn't even know that until I got a text or ESPN alert a little bit ago. Congrats to them, I guess. I'm going to go with Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. I'm telling you, man, they're for real. With that defense and the receivers that Kyler has, they look really tough. And I'm just impressed. I watched most of that game yesterday versus Cleveland, and Cleveland was coming in hot, and they just demolished them from beginning to end. I'm very impressed with the Arizona Cardinals right now.
Yeah, they're totally for real. Kyler's obviously having a breakout season. I mean, everybody thought he had talent. I was one of those guys that thought, I can't believe he didn't choose baseball. But it's hard to turn down quarterback money in the NFL, and he's making the most of it right now. We'll see.
No doubt.
But I'll tell you, if I had to pick football, how about what the Ravens did to the Chargers?
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Herbert, the Chargers, they're great. You just hit a buzzsaw in the Baltimore Ravens. They beat the crap out of you. That was a pretty big statement win for Lamar Jackson, in my opinion.
I agree. I don't think anyone expected that. Lamar Jackson looks like a man on a mission. I mean,
yeah, he's playing really well.
He's making the throws. He's doing what he's got to do. Do you own either Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray rookie card?
Nope.
No, really?
I can count on two hands the number of football cards I have in my collection total. So,
well, so you can get a Kyler Murray Prism base for PSA 10 for about $450. Or you could go grab a 2018 Prism base Lamar for $660. Which one do you go with?
Kyler.
Kyler for $450?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamar's done more. Like, I think I heard that was Lamar Jackson's 35th win already, and he's one of the fastest guys to 35 wins.
He is the fastest guy.
The fastest guy? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty impressive.
But I think Kyler, I don't know. They're both very exciting players, do a lot with their legs. Very similar game, honestly. And Kyler can chunk the football. He made some throws yesterday. I was like, holy crap. He's a little guy. He's not a big guy. Yeah. So
cool. I'm with you though. Kyler, I feel like with Kyler, you're getting more of a Russell Wilson, more longevity, whereas Lamar, you're getting more of a Michael Vick and a little bit of the risk with the injuries of taking the game in his own hands and running. You don't sense that with Kyler. Kyler's let's escape the pocket so I can throw. Lamar's let me escape the pocket so I can go run.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Expensive cards of the week. Interesting ones on here. I'm really excited about this because I just got some of those reprint, 2013, 14 Cracker Jack cards. Number one on the list, 1915 Cracker Jack, Joe Jackson. 86 Fleer, Jordan. Herbert, number 3, Jordan. Again, number 4, Contenders, factory sealed box for $26,000. 1948 Leaf, Jackie Robinson. What an awesome card. 2000 Bowman Chrome Tom Brady rookie PSA 10, $20,000. Clemente used bat, Mickey Mail 51 Bowman. You know a little bit about those cards.
I do.
61 Tops Bird. An 81 Tops Larry Bird PSA 10, and number 11. I added 11 on here because I saw the 1933 Gowdy PSA 10 Babe Ruth for $17,000. PSA 2. Sorry. Yeah, 2.
So we get a lot. I've seen a lot of comments on the last few weeks that we've done this. Where do you pull these from? Because there are people that can't. And I went and looked there was a comment about a card you had on there, and I couldn't go find it in sold auctions. So
yeah,
where do you get this?
So I do this straight from eBay, and if you go to your seller's dashboard and you click research, they provide you a tool called Terapeak.
Okay.
And I can run searches. I did add on the right side the date the auction ended. So for folks that want to check it, but yeah, that one was very interesting. I looked as well. I don't know why it wasn't popping up. I don't know if someone canceled it or it got like banned or something. It was very strange. What do you think about this list today?
Couple things. If you were to say which card do I want that Leaf Jackie Robinson rookie. Such an iconic card in the hobby. So hard to grade, even in mid grade like that at a 5. I would be all over that. You?
Yeah, I'm very fascinated by the 1915 Cracker Jack stuff. But I think, and I'm really surprised by how high the Larry Bird went. But if I'm picking there, I'm taking the Jackie Robinson as well.
Yeah, that's kind of an easy call on that list. Although the Gowdy Ruth would be great.
Yeah.
And the Cracker Jack Joe Jackson's gorgeous. It seems weird that that's the highest priced card you could. $40,000 doesn't seem like. We've seen higher, right?
Yeah, I think on eBay you're starting to see the cap lowered a little bit with what people sell through eBay because there's too many good auction houses out there for you to sell your stuff at versus taking the risk of eBay
and getting a better deal.
Yeah,
if you have a really high end card. It's a fixed. I bet you can, if you have a super high end card that's going to bring a lot of attention to their auction house, they're going to cut a deal with you. They may only charge you 5% or something like that. And then that's good for you. It's way cheaper. And like you said, no risk.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about this here in a second with hobby news, but you also, with these high end unique cards, you can you can send them over to fractional share companies and still own a piece of it and send it off and let other people own it too. So there's other ways to do it now.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So releases of the week. And so we'll funnel through these pretty quick. I know we'll start with your pick of the week, and that's going to be 5-star baseball, $250 a hobby box, $2,000 for an 8-box case.
Yeah.
Buy some yourself?
No,
or singles?
Probably not. I'll be picking up singles of 5-star. I love 5-star every year. I think it's a clean product, good design. Typically, usually the designs are reasonably similar year to year, and it started back in 2012, so we're now in year 10 of 5-star. You got a lot of, usually the autograph checklist is solid with a lot of new guys, a lot of rookies, a lot of Hall of Famers. You got a great mix. $249 a box. I think there's less. It just feels like you're paying more for less every year, and that you get. I think the box is $250 and it's 4 cards or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. So some of the most beautiful cards you can get though come out of 5-star, at least reasonably priced boxes. Obviously you can get some really high end stuff out of things like Transcendent and things, but I mean, it's a different galaxy.
Yeah.
Also releasing this week, Mosaic Baseball, which is it's gonna be my pick of the week for product, and I am becoming more, I guess, okay with non-licensed baseball, mainly because I actually really enjoyed Prism baseball this year, and Mosaic's probably going to be just as pretty, and I think the hobby has kind of just accepted it more anyway. So I think we can attribute a lot of that to like Acuna and Juan Soto in 2018 making Chronicles relevant.
Is this the first year of Mosaic baseball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't remember seeing it before, so
yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Transcendent baseball. We got a couple of these on from Bench Clear or for Bench Clear. We're gonna be doing a free break for everybody.
Right. Sure.
$21,000, but you do get 84 cards.
All right, so do the math. 21 grand times 100 cases. They're making a cool 200 and whatever thousand, right? Well, that's on blowout, right? So it's probably not costing blowout that much per case. Let's say the cost is 18 grand per case or something. Topps is making $180,000. That just doesn't feel like it's worth it to me.
Where are you getting your numbers at? Oh, limited to 100 cases. Gotcha. Yeah. It's interesting. I didn't think about that. Well, that's 1.8 million, right?
Touche.
Yep.
Touche.
Maybe it is worth it.
Bad math.
Yeah, it's okay. You're the financial advisor. I mean,
yeah. What do I know?
What do you know? I'll obviously be tuning in to any YouTube break that pops a case of those.
I do like watching those breaks. Like, I don't like watching a lot of breaks, but I like watching Transcendent breaks. And usually I won't watch a lot of them, but enough to where I can see the whole autograph checklist and see who's all in there.
Yep.
Every case has multiple 1-of-1s, obviously, but a Bowman feels so risky because most of the guys won't pan out,
Yep. 100%. 100%. Another release this week, National Treasures College football, $1,400 a box. See ya later.
8 cards? What is that? No 8 cards in a box?
Ish, yeah, something around there. Who knows what they've changed it to? But yeah, I mean, I'm so bearish on collegiate products in general. Not a fan.
Seems like the market's a lot smaller for that.
Yeah. 2021 Topps Chrome Legacy Star Wars. Yeah, you in?
No, but I mean, I wouldn't buy any of that. I think it's cool. Not $200 cool.
Yep. You and I were talking about this offline a couple of days ago, just about the impact of, you feel like recently, especially the last 6 to 9 months, wax it's come out high, and for a lot of products, you're seeing them drop. What do you feel like the impact is of the last three rookie classes the last rookie class across each of the three sports being basically mediocre. How much of an impact do you think that is on the hobby?
Long term, hard to tell. I mean, some of the guys in these rookie classes could turn out to be really good. It's a very short sample size in terms of their careers.
Yep.
But the reality of it is, usually it's hot at the beginning. But look at this year's football class, especially the quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is 1-5. Justin Fields, very mediocre, right?
Zach Wilson,
Trey Lance,
mediocre.
Sam Jones or Mac Jones. I was going to say Sam Jones, actor in Flash Gordon movie back a long time ago.
Zach Wilson, mediocre. Yeah, it's just
yeah.
Agreed. You had a rough
I just think
class.
You have to give it time. It might be a good time in those products to accumulate some cheap sealed wax. Maybe not right now for football, but you could certainly maybe do some baseball or last year's basketball, get it relatively cheap, and just hold on to it, hoping some of those guys pan out over the next few years. I mean, Mahomes wasn't great his first year, right?
Yep.
It took him a couple of years to figure it out. Aaron Rodgers, there's plenty of guys you can list as examples that it took them a couple of years to figure things out. And then that product that they were in for their rookie, oh man, I wish I had those products. It's rare you get Luka and Trey, for example, or Zion, obviously, who really hasn't done a whole lot, but the hype was tremendous. Right?
Yeah. Well, and I don't think we talk about this enough. Just the perfect storm it created 18-19 through 2021, basically, where you had that insane baseball rookie class coming off of Judge into Acuna and Soto, and then rolling into Fernando Tatis. You had this really strong rookie class. And then basketball the same, where you went from 18-19, arguably the best NBA draft class in decades, to Zion and Ja Morant. And in football, you had the hype of Mahomes and Lamar Jackson carrying a lot of products. So I feel like, the economy and supply and demand and the interest and everything, the COVID, what it created affected the hobby, but just the really strong rookie classes, it was the perfect storm. And now we're on the flip side of that, where all the demand's waning and we have crappy rookie classes. So it's what came first, the chicken or the egg? the rookie or the economy?
Well, don't forget, there's another rookie in 18, Ohtani, right? So,
right.
But time will tell. I mean, I don't think you just throw up your hands and say this year's worth of draft class. You might look back and go, this was a complete disaster, but I just don't think I just think it's way too early to figure that out yet. And if you can pick up stuff cheap and hold it, hoping that works. If you can pick it up cheap, the risk is small, So.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Anyway, that was a tangent. Okay, so let's look at a couple hobby news pieces for the week. Let's start with this, and we mentioned this earlier. Rally adds $15 million in funding. They're one of a few companies, Collectible being really the other big one, that does fractional hobby ownership. Thoughts on that? So the company was launched by Pawn Stars founder Brent Montgomery and late night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel, which I did not know.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, I would say Rally is a lot more diverse in the fractional offerings they provide, not just hobby focused, whereas Collectible is. I know you're not a massive fan of fractional ownership. Have you become a little bit more okay with
accepting of it? I mean, sure, people can do with their hobby dollars whatever they want. I think it is it's so harsh. Prophets of Doom. We need that splash page again. I think it's a waste of money. I just think it's silly. I think it makes no sense at all, but to each their own.
Well, they're getting funding. That is for darn sure. They are.
What are they doing with that money?
Good,
acquiring new items? You think they're using it to acquire?
I think a lot of it's that. well, the thing with that is like they're acquiring the infrastructure is expensive. I know just with Collectible and Ezra and that whole, I mean, they're adding resources and infrastructure to make it work. And I think the biggest thing with them is you got 3 fractional houses now that all are competing with each other, and it's who's got the capital, who's got the, who can swing the hardest at some of this stuff. It's really interesting to see. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see a P&L statement for one of these and see how much of that's going in back into the company.
Yeah, it
or
just
into
seems like
pockets.
very faddish, like it's a fad,
Yeah.
kind of like NFTs.
I'll tell you what's not a fad. John Deere.
They're not. They've been around a long time. Neither are the Texas Rangers.
Okay. High grade 1916 M101 Babe Ruth rookie coming to auction. Now, that's an awesome card.
Very.
What is that valued at?
Oh my
Well, they
gosh.
said right there, they believe it's going to sell for $3.5 million. So
Yeah. I think it goes for over 4 million, honestly.
do you own any of these?
I have 3 of them, but no, I don't have any
I
of
mean,
that.
do you own any from the set? No, I don't know much about this. Maybe you can give a little history context.
No, this was a set issued as part of a newspaper, like either a newspaper or I think it was magazine actually.
Was
And
it
there were
Sporting
multiple
News? Or
cards.
Sport News?
Yeah. And they're blank backs. It says that on there, but they're all blank. Kind of like the old post cards, that were put in magazines and stuff. So it's a great card, great set. I don't have any of them. Never been able to afford any of them.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Cool. Yeah. Just the fact that that's going to go to auction, that'll end up being one of the top 10 highest selling cards, highest price cards in our history.
Who was the auction house that had that? Heritage?
No, I think it was actually. Oh, there you go. Mile High Card Company. Yep.
I've used them a lot. They're good.
Oh, cool. Nice. So that's about it for the hobby news. Not a ton of information coming out from various sources. So
are you surprised by that the hobby news feels a little flat to me right now? We're kind of in this lull period of hobby news, but I guess it's hard to compete with Fanatics getting all the, we've had such a huge amount of hobby news over the last month or two coming off the national that we were bound to have a little bit of a pause in like literally every week, some giant story breaking.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Ty's battery is exhausted.
Battery exhausted.
I guess you're going to be voice only from now on.
No, I'm back. Look at that crappy quality.
Hey, it's all right. Now you look like mine, apparently.
That's right. Yeah, no, that's what were we just talking about before I lost video?
The lack of hobby news, the lull,
right.
And
yeah. I feel like that's just kind of what we've had for years. It's been a very slow, normal pace of news, and we had a fury, and now we're back to what we were used to. So makes it hard for us to put content out.
Nah, we're good. Hey, do we have a sponsor for this video?
Tell me about him. Tell me about Card Hedge.
Yeah, so Card Hedge is a great place anybody can go and put your portfolio of cards in there, track your prices, check out what's been moving and shaking in the sports card hobby, and we appreciate their support. It's www.cardhedger.com, www.cardhedger.com. Go check them out. If you mention Bench Clear, you'll get a free 7-day trial. Check them out.
Look at that. Not even reading from the script. The link will also be in the show notes as well. Okay, last segment of the week, goals for the week. We're also going to show a couple cards because you and I both picked up some good stuff this week. Let's start with your goal, Mike. What's your goal for the week? Hobby and personal.
Hobby goal this week is to try to not spend any more money because the Dallas show is next week. And I have just been, it's funny how probably everybody goes through this.
Yeah.
I've drained all my hobby budget and now stuff comes up that I really want. So I end up, because the reality is I don't really have a hobby budget. A lot of people do. I just buy stuff when I see. I'm just trying to be as calm because I want to take cash to the Dallas Card Show. One of the cards I'm going to be taking to the Dallas Card Show is a card that I just got back from a order from PSA that I did a year ago. It's a 2012 Heritage high number Bryce Harper rookie in a Gem Mint 10. This was a card I literally just had sitting in a box in my closet. Cards coming out of the closet. Could probably make a video about that. I could probably do a whole series on that. And I just decided to send it in. It gemmed. There's only 37 of these. It's the last one, which one hasn't sold in 6 months, but it was $2,300. I can't imagine what it is now. If it's more or less, depends on if Harper wins the MVP. But I'm gonna be taking this card with me to the Dallas and see what kind of vintage I can score for trading this sucker.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Digging it. Those are two
What
nice
about you?
pickups. Well, my first goal, my hobby goal would be to get. I have a very large SGC, 2 large SGC submissions that I need to get in this week, and a very large PSA submission. I have about 20 cards that I'm going to front the $150 for. A couple of them. And so I'm going to get that in. So get my submissions done is my hobby goal for the week. I did have a couple sweet pickups. Yep.
Is there a ratio you try to look at if you're going, okay, it's $150? Is there a ratio? If it'll grade this grade, then it's worth it to me.
Yeah. So I look at 2 things. One, will the PSA 10 go over $1,000? And number 2, is the PSA 9 Delta at least $130, $120? If it is, then for me, it's worth it to send it to PSA. Because I think I'm accurate enough to where I can get within a PSA 9 or a 10, and it'll pay for itself if I get the 9.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're sending in modern, ultra modern stuff. What are you sending in?
All kinds of stuff. A lot of vintage, a lot of mantles going in this week. 3 are going to PSA, and about 30 are going to SGC.
Most mantles, most regular, base mantles can be sent to PSA even at $150, and you're probably going to be okay no matter what the grade.
Yeah.
Depending on what you have into the card, the raw card, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've advised me a lot on those mantles. I can't wait to do a sub video on the mantles alone. That's going to be really fun.
Awesome.
A couple fun pickups that I did get. I got a Bowman Brady PSA 9.
Where'd you get that?
Part of a collection I bought, a very expensive collection. I've been wanting to get a Giannis Prism rookie, not a silver, but I liked it in the SGC slab. Looks good.
Nice. Those do look good in the trucks.
Yeah, and then I got part of a collection I bought. You'll like this. 3 OJ rookies. Kind of fun, but
go there with the OJ rookies. I'm not even gonna go there.
Trust me, I'm with you. But I saw those pop up, and I'm like, oh, that's too fun. That's too fun. Personal goals, man. What do you got?
Well, I am now. You'll be proud of me. I'm 5 chapters into, or 5 players into Glory of Their Times, and I am loving it. It is making me go look for these players and trying to buy their cards. And I know it did the same to you.
Yeah.
Some of these I know all the Hall of Famer guys, but the Tommy Leaches and the Davy Jones, and if you've never heard of these guys, you got to read the book. It's so fantastic. And just hearing them talk, and the way it's written is just like it's like it was transcribed from their interview. And like you said, if you do the audio version, you get to hear the actual interviews with the players. So I'm thinking I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to go back and listen, buy the audio version and listen to it. That'll be just adding more color to the stories. But reading it just allows me to, because when I read, I got to reread some things. I get distracted or whatever. Oh, I got to go reread that. And I don't want that to happen as I'm listening to it. So that my goal is to get at least halfway through that book. And then hopefully I'll get to do that a lot this weekend, because we haven't been to our ranch in a few weeks. So we've been just out of town and other stuff. So getting to the ranch this weekend and spending it out there, because next Monday is my birthday. So trying to have a nice, fun weekend of relaxation at the ranch. So
what are you doing for your 60th?
Well, I'll let you know in 12 years when I what I do for my 60th.
I
know the
picture you out
beer.
at the ranch with the whiskey, shotgun, and your book sitting on the
Yeah.
front porch.
That could be me for sure. What's your personal goal for the week?
I need to finish my wife with butchering the chickens. That's one goal. But I finished that book, the audio book, but I started the next one. It's Better to Be Feared. Just came out this week.
Okay.
Story of the Patriots, Belichick and Brady. And it is a lot of folks, you see on the back, all the little comments from all these guys, and I think it's going to become the de facto standard kind of biography of Brady and Belichick and that relationship and that whole regime. I'm 3 or 4 chapters into it already, and I am just consumed by it. It's awesome.
I would love to see the hobby. We always talk about wanting to learn more and always expanding our knowledge base and things like that. And it's important to know what's going on in the card world, but knowing the history of sports, whether it's modern sports like the Patriots or long time ago sports like glory of their times, always be reading. I think every hobbyist should always be reading a sports history book or a sports book of some kind, or about the hobby or whatever, because it's a great way to get knowledge beyond all the stuff we consume on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and all that. Those are other great resources too, no doubt. But you should always have a sports book if you're not having a book about something else in your life that you're trying to read, but
Yeah.
having one of those going all the time is good. I wish
Yeah,
we did that more.
It helps build depth into what you collect, gives you more conviction about what you collect, which I like. And it just gives you perspective on like these people are human beings, right? And you get to hear their stories, and glory of their times did that for me. Like just being reminded of just the stuff players go through, and it makes you gravitate towards some, and it makes you dislike a lot of people too, which is, hey, I want to collect people I like. So human beings I like.
I've got to tell the story from glory of their times because it was one of the guys from the Tigers. I can't remember who was telling the story, but the guy got on first. Ty Cobb was on third. They were going to do a double steal. The guy from first takes off. The catcher doesn't throw it, and Ty Cobb's pissed off because he can't get home. So the guy at second literally steals home, goes back first. Steals back first on the next pitch, and then does it again. And it's like, and they let it happen because back then the rules didn't say you couldn't go backwards on the base paths. I mean, just stories, hearing stuff like that and reading about it is fascinating.
And Cobb scored on that because of it.
Yes, on the second.
That was the funny thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's that's one of 1,000 stories in this book that it's worth reading and having fun with. So sorry, I digress.
That's a great one. I wish I could just play some audio clips of certain segments of that book, and it'd be really fun to dissect it together, but can't do that. Awesome, man. Well, you have yourself a good week.
Yeah.
Episode 3 is in the books.
We will be back next week for another episode of On the Fly with Mike and Ty. See you guys later. Keep collecting.